Hi guys, we are into the next topic of the second lesson. The topic is towns and the trade. Um, how did the towns and the trade get developed during this 16th century BCE to 6th century BCE to 6th century CE? Okay, so how did the towns and trade emerge? That's a question. Okay, so it can be asked in a long answer, maybe a short answer. You need to summarize the whole topics that we are going to see today in this session. There are four topics in this, and summarize all the four and write the short notes and make it into a long answer, or else according to the question asked summarize them into three or four points. Before we get into the topic, let us see the history of Patliputra, which is given in the left side of your page. Each city had its own history, as we know. Patliputra also had its own history. First, when it started, the Patliputra began as a village known as Patali Grama. Okay, Patali Grama is the name of this. No, it was it began as a village. Later on, in 5th century BCE, Magadhan, okay, Magadhan rulers decided to shift their capital. We studied this from Rajgir, that is Rajgarh, to the new capital, that is Patliputra, and they renamed it to Patli Grama into Patliputra. Okay, Patliputra. Then by the 4th century BC, it was the capital of the Mauryans. Mauryans also used this as their capital and one of the largest cities in Asia at that time. Okay. Subsequently, its importance apparently declined. धीरे धीरे इसका importance जो है वो कम होते गया. When this person, Chinese pilgrim who came to India during 7th century CE Common Era, when he came to India, a Chinese pilgrim, his name is Huan Suang. When he visited this city, he found a lot of ruins matlab, things which are broken into pieces and thrown here and there. So he found it in ruins and with a very small population near Patliputra. So that is the history about Patliputra. It was a village, then it was a capital for Magadha, then it was a capital for Mauryans, then it was subsequently it lost its importance. Later on, when Huan Suang came to India, he saw this as just a dust like, okay, with a small population. That is about the history of Patliputra, which is very important from the point of view of MCQs. Let us go to the topic that we are supposed to start today, the towns and the trade. Okay, new cities. First, this is just for your MCQs purpose, not so important for your question answers. Yes, every line is important from the point of view of MCQs. So let us retrace our steps back to the urban centers and all that. We have many of these capitals. All these urban centers, which were once upon a time the capitals of these 16 Mahajanavadas. Okay, कहीं ना कहीं कभी ना कभी इनका capital हुआ करता था, this urban centers. This was urban. Otherwise, it was a rural population which was emerging after Harappan civilization. We studied the beginning of the lesson itself. Virtually all the major towns were located along the routes of the communication. ये जो भी urban centers है कहीं they were located in a place from where they can have some communication. For example, Patliputra was located on the riverine route. Okay, it was located on River Ganga basin, on the banks of River Ganga. So it was a riverine route communication के लिए use होता था. And Ujjaini, another urban center, as well as the capital for the one of the 16 Mahajanavadas. So it was located in a very strategical point for the land route communication के लिए बहुत ही important strategic place है Ujjaini. And eight others, another very important place is Puhar. Puhar is in present day Tamil Nadu, and this is near to the coastal area. So coastal route. So these are three examples they have given. And one more, yeah, very important, one more place also, Mathura is considered to be a place where people can come for commerce, that is for a business, trade purpose, cultural purpose, and political, तीनों के लिए. This is considered to be a center for many three activities: commercial, cultural, and political. So these four examples, all these four places are very very important for your map. So this map, which is in page number 43, as I told you in the first session itself, when I was discussing about the syllabus, I told you some page numbers for your map marking. This page number 30, 33, and 43. In this lesson, three maps are there. So this, if you see this map, you will find Ujjaini also here located in Madhya Pradesh. Then you have very important place. We talked about this Patliputra, which is supposed to be present day Bihar. And but then we discussed about Mathura. Yes, very very important place, Mathura. It is in UP, Western UP. Then we have a very important place called Puhar, which is in Tamil Nadu today. So these four places, yes, important. What about other places, sir? They are also important, equally important. But these four places so far we discussed in this lesson. So I am telling. See, if you see the places, Cholas ruled here, Pandyas here, and Cheras. So this is Tamilagam. Okay, this is Tamilagam. Okay, let us go back to the topic again. So that is the introduction, new cities, four examples, four important facts for your MCQs. Now we are getting into the first topic in from which you need to make some short notes, or this one, what is that, points you need to gather to make it into a long answer for this. How did towns and towns and trade emerge during 6th century BCE to 6th century CE? First, that is urban populations, elites and craft persons. Let me explain who is an elite. Elite is a person who is considered to be very rich, sophisticated, and highly civilized, maybe in a higher position in his life, and he is not a poor, and he is not a backward, and he is not a middle class person. That is, he is an elite. Okay, craft person, we all know those people who are skilled in some craft productions. So that is the explanation about these two people. We have seen that kings and ruling elites, this no, at that time only kings and ruling elites lived in the fortified cities. जो बड़े बड़े cities हैं वहाँ पे fortified means well built cities में यही लोग रहते थे. Although it is difficult to conduct extensive excavations of most cities because people, ये जो भी cities में ये लोग रहते थे, अभी उनको excavate करना और उनके बारे में पता करना इतना आसान नहीं है, because even today people live in those cities. Patliputra, yes, some kings lived, and even today people live there, and we cannot go and dig on the places and find out the go for the evidences or the proofs. We cannot go like that because people today, even today, people live in those areas. अनलाइक हरपन सिटीज में अभी लोग नहीं है, इसलिए हम ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हम एक्सक्वेट कर पा रहे हैं और हरपन सिटीज के बारे में हमें वाइड नॉलेज मिल रहा है. बट वी कैनॉट हैव दैट मच एक्सप्लोरेशन as we had in the case of Harappan civilization here in Patliputra, Mathura, or Puhar, or some other places. We cannot have, okay, because peoples even today, even wide range of artifacts have been, even then wide range of artifacts have been recovered from them. How they were, because every day now, every day people, when they go for some digging up the areas, maybe for the purpose of bore wells, maybe some purpose of building construction works, so they get some of the other things emerging on the surface of the earth. These include like fine pottery bowls, dishes, and with a glossy finish, and known as northern black polished ware. This is a very no this bowl, this pottery is used only by the richer people. Probably it is used only by the rich people. Very please underline this. इसको NBPW कहते हैं. NBPW means northern black polished ware, and this is a very glossy finish dish, bowls, या pottery या pot कहते हैं, and this is a well polished one, and this is mostly probably used by the rich because it will not be found in a huge amount. Abundance में हमें नहीं मिलता है क्योंकि बहुत कम लोग यूज करते थे इसको. And some other things also: ornaments, tools, weapons, vessels, figurines made of a wide range of metals like gold, silver, copper, bronze, ivory, glass, shell, and terracotta. All these things no, every now and then emerge on the surface of the earth on in all these areas. So with this we can come to know about the life of these elites. Okay, fine, that's enough for these elites. Let's go to another group of people. See, we have by 2nd century BCE we find a short votive inscriptions in a number of cities. बहुत सारी cities में हमें ये inscription मिलता है. ये inscription का नाम है votive inscriptions. I talked about this in the previous lesson also. Votive inscriptions record gifts made to the religious institutions. Please underline this. This was asked in the last year sample paper में क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था. Unfortunately, this did not turn up in the board exam, but there is a possibility that they ask you this year. But votive inscriptions meaning, what do you mean by votive inscription? 1 marker में आया था. This record gifts made to religious institutions. ये जब इनको वोटिव इंस्क्रिप्शन बहुत सारे सिटीज में मिला था, और इसमें क्या मेंशन था, दिस दे मेंशन द नेम ऑफ द डोनर, समटाइम्स स्पेसिफाई हिज और हर पोजीशन. जो डोनर जो पैसा देता है रिलीजियस इंस्टीट्यूशन को, वो उनका उनके बारे में और उनके प्रोफेशन के बारे में, ऑक्यूपेशन के बारे में बताता है. एंड दे आल्सो टेल अस अबाउट द पीपल हु लिव्ड इन द टाउन्स. ये वोटिव इंस्क्रिप्शन ये भी बताया होता है कि लोग वहाँ के लोग कैसे थे, मतलब क्या क्या काम करते थे. लाइक washing folk means people who wash clothes, weavers, scribes, carpenters, potters, goldsmiths, blacksmiths, officials, religious teachers, merchants, kings. ये सब मतलब ऑल दिस पीपल लिव्ड इन दिस एरिया, इन दिस पर्टिकुलर सिटी, ये सब लोग थे करके एक वोटिव इंस्क्रिप्शन से हमें इतना कुछ नॉलेज मिल जाता है, इतना कुछ चीजें पता चल जाता है. That is the meaning of this is second point actually. First point is even today some things emerge on the surface of the earth which clearly gives us the knowledge about what type of people lived there. And second is votive inscription. The third one is sometimes guilds and shrenis. Okay, both are same meaning. Guilds, yeah, shrenis. What is this? This is an organizations of the craft producers and merchants. Very very important. Who are these guilds and shrenis? 1 marker में आ सकते हैं. And what are guilds? They are organizations of craft producers and merchants. And this and ये भी mentioned, sometimes they are also mentioned as well. These guilds probably procured raw materials and regulated the production. ये guilds क्या करते थे, raw material कहीं से procure करते थे. Last lesson we studied about the procuring of the raw materials, and raw material को procure करके craft persons को जाके देते हैं, और craft people they produce and they give back to the guild, and guilds take this to the market, final product को market में ले जाते हैं, and they do this all the selling and the purchasing, all that. So they procure raw material, regulate the production, and market the finished product. That is the duty of this guilds. And it is likely that the craft persons used a range of iron tools to meet the growing demands of urban elites. जितना भी इनको ज़्यादा ये होता है, so they used to give iron tools, because without iron tools you cannot make any craft production. You have to sometimes bend the thing and turn, twist the objects like anything. So it is required. So these are the 3 points to talk about the elites and the craft persons. Very very important point. And इसमें से MCQs भी बहुत बन सकते हैं. Actually you need not study the lesson just from the point of view of question answers. You have to approach the lesson in two ways, or in a two-phased manner. One is you have to study the lesson from the perspective of question answers, as well as from the perspective of approaching for MCQs also. So these are the 2 ways of studying the lessons. So first topic, that's over. Second, now trade also contributed in developing the towns and the trade. Yes, of course we have studied this one. What is that? Elite people के बारे में पढ़े थे. Then now this is the trade. From 6th century BCE, land and river routes crisscrossed the subcontinent and extended in various directions overland into the Central Asia. And पहले हम land और river routes मतलब सब even inside the only in the country, but when we when all these both crisscross, मतलब दोनों एक दूसरे से मिलने लगे, so we extended the land to Central Asia also, beyond even overseas also, because so many ports coming up, coastal line extending across the Arabian Sea to the east, North Africa and West Asia, and even from Bay of Bengal to the Southeast Asia and China. So पहले हम land और river से ही, river route से ही हम सीमित थे. When they got crisscrossed, completed or accomplished, then we went on to even the overseas countries to do the trade. And if we all know, in the west side of India is located Arabian Sea, and the eastern side of India, or what is located is Bay of Bengal. So western coast is Arabian Sea and eastern coast is Bay of Bengal. So if you have this understanding, then only you can understand this lines and all. So please have your understanding of the geography. Yes, those who traversed means traveling from one place to another. Okay, those who traversed these routes included, who are the people who traversed or traveled word लिखो, बहुत easy है, traversed अगर नहीं आ रहा हो. So they are peddlers, those people who traveled on foot. They are merchants who traveled with the caravans of bullock carts. Okay, second is merchants. Third one is seafarers. Those people who traveled over the sea with high risk, but बहुत risky है लेकिन बहुत ही profitable है. So these are the three people. Okay, these are three people who used to traverse. Okay, yeah, travel from one place to another, land, sea, as well as river. Okay, now these सक्सेसफुल मर्चेंट्स को अलग अलग लैंग्वेज में डिफरेंट नेम से इनको जानते थे, बुलाते थे. सक्सेसफुल मर्चेंट्स डेसिग्नेटेड एज, they are called as master tuan in Tamil. Okay, master tuan, सक्सेसफुल मर्चेंट्स को master tuan कहते हैं तमिल में. और this one, what is that? Sethis and Satvahas. Sethis and Satvahas in Prakrit. Okay, in Prakrit they are called as Sethis, and Satavahas in Prakrit could become enormously rich because these people are involved in all type of trade, so they can become enormously rich. Enormously means hugely. A wide range of goods were carried from one place to another. Like what are the goods? Salt, grain, cloth, metal ores and finished products, stone, timber, medicinal plants, to name a few. Spices, very important. Spices, especially pepper, were very high demand in Roman Empire. Please underline this very important fact. It is spices, especially pepper. Spices में especially pepper very high demand था, and this was very so much produced in South India. So even textile and medicinal plants, they were also transported across the Arabian Sea to Mediterranean Sea. लेकिन pepper बहुत ज़्यादा. Okay, so Roman Empire के साथ. So this is to mention how trade was taking place in during the 6th century BC to 6th century CE. Now, how these coins and kings contributed to the emergence of trade and towns, that's a topic. How now इसमें 3 point उसमें था. इसमें क्या कि how many points? First paragraph you can just leave it out. Second paragraph से आपको लिखना है कि those people who traveled all these routes, उसका तीनों का नाम लिखना है. That is the fourth point. And fifth point, you need the things that are okay. वो जो नाम है ना, मासटवान, सेथिस एंड सतवास, ये सब आप MCQs के लिए पढ़ लेना. You need not write in this answer, but what you need to write, wide range of goods carried from one place to another. ये इसमें इनमें से कुछ names you have to mention in the answer. So we have discussed 5 points. Sixth point, that is coins and kings से आपको लेना पड़ेगा. To some extent, exchange were facilitated. Facilitated means helped or supported by the introduction of coinage. ये सब trade तभी हो सकता था क्योंकि coins. See, you need to have a common medium of exchange. In some of the places barter system हो सकता था, the other place coin, the other place some other material. So there should be a common medium of exchange. So then only all this trades can take place. So the first ever coins was punch marked coins made of silver and copper were amongst the earliest to be minted and used. Okay, so on all this, the first coin to be used is punch marked coins. It was made of silver and copper. Now these have been recovered from excavations in number of sites throughout the subcontinent. India, Afghanistan, Iran, सब में ये punch marked coins हमें बहुत मिले. And the numismatists, these are the people who study the coins. Okay, numismatists, let me go down the here right side, you have this fact here. Numismatics is a study of coins including visual elements such as scripts and images and metallurgical analysis and the context in which they have been found. So who are these numismatics can be a question, also separate question. So these people where are we? Numismatists have studied this and other coins to reconstruct the possible commercial networks. तो ये लोग जो coins मिलते थे, like punch marked coins is the first coin to be ever used in the world history. So we have these people, they are trying to connect or bring out the meaning in commercial networks. Attempts have been made to identify the symbols of punch marked coins with some specific ruling dynasties, including Maurya, suggest that these things were used issued by the kings. Punch marked coins में क्या था, मतलब उसमें किसी एक रूलर या किसी एक मतलब एक व्यक्ति का फेस या उनके बारे में कुछ पंच किया होता था. So there used to be some no symbols. So they were trying to identify or relate with the Mauryan empires, and it was identified that these people issued kings के नाम पे ये सब issue होता था. So it is also likely that the merchants, banks and townspeople also issued some of the coins. Kings also issued coins. Very important point to be noted. Okay, kings, first sentence आपको लिखना था, उसके बाद kings issued coin, these coins were issued by the kings. Then second, even the merchants, bankers and townspeople also issued the coins. Now this is the most important MCQs or fact in this topic. That is the first coin to bear the names and the images of rulers were issued by the Indo-Greeks, who established control over northwestern part of the subcontinent. Very very important. अगर पहली बार कोई अपना मतलब नेम एज वेल एज इमेज दोनों कॉइन में इंस्क्राइब करके अगर रिलीज किया हो, इश्यू किया हो, वो इंडो ग्रीक्स रूलर्स हैं. वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट, प्लीज अंडरलाइन. देन कुशानास, however, issued the largest hoards. Hoards means a bundle of coins. Okay, gold coins. They were the one who issued first gold coins. Please underline. First time जिसका नाम और इमेज एक किसी कॉइन में था वो इंडो ग्रीक्स है. ऑलरेडी सिल्वर और कॉपर का तो कॉइन ऑलरेडी पंच मार्क्ड कॉइन्स में आ गया. फर्स्ट गोल्ड कॉइन इश्यू करने वाला कौन है? Kushanas. Very very important. So this is another important fact. These are virtually identical. इनका जो coin है virtually identical in weight with those issued by the Roman Empire. उस समय जो Roman Empire as well as Parthian rulers of Iran, इन दोनों जो coin release करते थे, not gold coin, maybe copper, silver or bronze, some other coins, लेकिन उनका जो weight है उतना ही weight gold coin में equally virtually identical means उनका जितना weight था सिल्वर का कॉइन अगर पार्थियन ने इश्यू किया हो, उतना ही वेट में ये लोग गोल्ड कॉइन भी इश्यू किए, but very costly, you know. So have been found many several parts South India and Central Asia. Because हमें कैसे पता चलता है, क्योंकि रोमन एम्पायर का और पार्थियन का जो कॉइन्स है सेंट्रल एशिया में और साउथ इंडिया, स्पेशली नॉर्थ इंडिया एंड सेंट्रल एशिया, this has been widespread in this area, not South India, North India. The widespread use of gold coins indicate that enormous value of transactions that were taking place during this time. So yeah, and besides, hordes of Roman coins have been found in the archaeological sites of South India. ये भी हमें पता चल रही है. ये Romans का जो coins है South India में ज़्यादा मिलता है, and it is obvious, it is clear क्यों it is not, it is the network. इसीलिए हमें पता चलता है कि trade जो होता था वो अपने ही पॉलिटिकल बाउंड्रीज में नहीं होता था. इट वाज बियॉन्ड द पॉलिटिकल बाउंड्रीज. इट डजंट मीन दैट साउथ इंडिया वाज पार्ट ऑफ रोमन एम्पायर. अगर आपको रोमन कॉइन्स अगर साउथ इंडिया में मिल रहा है, देन द हिस्टोरियन शुड नॉट मिसअंडरस्टैंड, एंड दे डिड नॉट मिसअंडरस्टैंड दैट साउथ इंडिया वाज पार्ट ऑफ रोमन एम्पायर. नो, what was noted here is the trade between Roman Empire and South India was very much prevalent. That is the meaning of this paragraph, this line. Coins were also issued by tribal people. Yes, we saw first coin kings issue karte the. Because bankers, merchants, even townspeople issue karte the. The another important fact is this one. What is that? Even coins were issued by tribal republics. There were some groups of people, they are tribals and they were republic by themselves. They were not under any type of rulers. Mauryans के नीचे भी नहीं थे या कोई बड़े rulers के नीचे नहीं. They had their own way of republic. So some of them, one important republic is Yaudiyas of Punjab and Haryana, very very important. Yaudiyas of Punjab Haryana, this is a tribal republic and they issued their own. And archaeological जब unearth कर रहे थे, excavate कर रहे थे, several thousand of copper coins issued by Yaudiyas, pointing to the letters in coinage में उनका interest को बताता है, ठीक है. So thousands of copper, they were not issuing gold coins, copper coins. Okay. Some of the most spectacular gold, very very another important, third important fact is this: gold coins first was issued by Kushanas, fine, but the finest quality of gold coins, spectacular gold coins, were issued by Guptas. This earliest issue were remarkable for their purity. Gold coins, purest form of gold coins were issued by Kushanas. No, it is by Gupta rulers, not Kushanas. So ये आपको confuse कर सकते हैं. First gold coins issued by Kushanas, but the purest form of gold coins issued by Gupta rulers. These coins facilitated again long distance transactions from which kings also benefited. From the 6th century onwards, the finds of 6th century के बाद gold coins का जो finds है वो कम होता गया. Coins taper off means कम होता गया. What is this meaning? क्या economic crisis था? They are asking, does this indicate an economic crisis? Historians have got two three opinions. Okay, historians are divided on this. Some suggest that with the collapse of Western Roman Empire, long distance trade decline हो गया. This affected the prosperity of the states and communities as well as the regions related to that. Fine, first explanation. ऐसा भी क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं. उन्होंने स्टेटमेंट दे दिया कि फाइंड्स ऑफ गोल्ड कॉइन्स टैपर ऑफ फ्रॉम द 6th century सी कॉमन एरा के बाद धीरे धीरे कम होता. रीजन क्या है? फर्स्ट रीजन इज दिस, हिस्टोरियंस आर गिविंग द फर्स्ट रीजन. सेकंड रीजन, दैट न्यू टाउन्स एंड न्यू नेटवर्क्स ऑफ ट्रेड स्टार्टेड एमर्जिंग अराउंड दिस टाइम. नए नए टाउन्स, नए नए नेटवर्क ऑफ ट्रेड होने के कारण कॉइन नहीं कुछ और चीज भी इन्होंने आइडेंटिफाई किया होगा कॉमन मीडियम ऑफ एक्सचेंज के लिए. दैट इज नाउ दे आल्सो पॉइंट आउट दैट दो फाइंड्स ऑफ गोल्ड कॉइन्स, though the finds of gold coins were very fewer, but the coins continue to be mentioned in the inscription and text. They are telling coins कम, मतलब coins के बारे में, coins मिलना कम हो गया, बट कॉइन्स के बारे में इंस्क्रिप्शन में और टेक्स्ट में लिखना कम नहीं हुआ. दैट मीन्स कॉइन्स वर यूज्ड बट नॉट इन प्लेंटी. सो देयर आर फ्यूअर फाइंड्स बिकॉज कॉइन्स वर इन सर्कुलेशन. हो सकता है कि कॉइन्स को सर्कुलेशन में रखा हो और लोग इसको एक पॉट में डाल के इसको हॉर्ड करते थे. एक्चुअली इसको ट्रेजर समझ के कहीं छिपा के रखते थे, बाद में जब चाहिए होता निकालते थे. तो ऐसा नहीं करते हैं. शायद अभी सर्कुलेशन ज्यादा बढ़ गया और न्यू टाउन्स आ गया, न्यू मार्केट नेटवर्क ऑफ और बड़े नेटवर्क ट्रेड और बढ़ गया, तो लोगों के पास ही रह गया कॉइन एंड इट नेवर वेंट इनटू द अर्थ इन अ वेरी इन अ होर्डेड मैनर. इसको मतलब पॉट में रख के पहले जो ट्रेजर समझ के उसको छुपाते थे, ऐसा नहीं करते क्योंकि सर्कुलेशन इन आवर टुडेस टर्म में अगर बोलेंगे इन्फ्लेशन बढ़ जाने के कारण इट वाज इन सर्कुलेशन विद द पीपल ओनली. सो इट वाज नॉट कलेक्टेड एंड केप्ट इन वन प्लेस. दैट इज द रीजन. सो देयर आर थ्री रीजंस व्हाई the reason for gold coins coming down. Okay, so we have discussed another important topic and the long answer में अगर आप इसको देखें तो how did the towns and the trade emerge in 6th century BC to 6th century CE? That is the topic you have to start with, and you have to summarize them into minimum 8 points. You can go up to 10 points, no problem, but minimum 8 points. नहीं तो सेपरेटली अगर पूछेंगे तो 1 मार्कर में बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन मैंने बताया. कॉइन्स और किंग्स के बारे में अलग एक क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, सेपरेट टॉपिक. कॉइन्स एंड किंग्स के बारे में एक सेपरेट क्वेश्चन भी आ सकता है. एंड वी आर now we are left with the last topic, that is back to the basics. Okay, the last topic is back to the basics, and that would be our last topic of this lesson also. So one more session and one more video. Till then, all of you, please take care and please stay home and stay safe. Thank you. Bye bye.